Hey, what's up guys? It's Corey here with Dapper Dollars, and today we're going to talk about Hyliion and Aemetis in the same video and why these two companies are likely going to see a double up in the very near future. You ready? Let's get started. So, this channel is all about using the online income opportunities we have with merch by Amazon and Etsy to build our income online and then invest this income in things like stock market and real estate. If that sounds like something you're interested in, like and subscribe, and let's get started. So, what is it specifically that unites these two companies in a very real way that could possibly lead to a double up in the very near future, particularly around June 28th? Well, it has a little bit to do with renewable natural gas, but for the most part, it is the addition and reconstitution of the Russell 3000. That's right, Aemetis and Hyliion are going to be added to the Russell 3000 index funds, and it is a major milestone for these two companies. There are other companies like Nikola and others that are going to be added as well, but for these purposes of people who have been following my channel for the longest time, this is incredibly important because it validates everything that we have talked about with these two companies for reasons that we're going to talk about in just a little bit. So first of all, what exactly is the Russell 3000 and why should we even be excited about this index fund? So the Russell 3000, like it says, is an index fund that tracks the largest 3,000 companies in the United States and puts them all in one spot for investors to buy into this fund and get a little piece of each company that's in there. So this is great, but it is 3,000 companies, and it says the largest 3,000, and if you think about it, Aemetis and Hyliion are pretty small cap companies. I mean, neither of them are over $10 billion in a market cap. Actually, if you put them together, I don't think they would be over $10 billion in a market cap. So why exactly and who exactly is on this fund that would make people want to invest in something like this? Well, the leaders of the Russell 3000 are companies you might have heard of: Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, Amazon. I think Berkshire Hathaway is also on there. So there are some significant power punchers within this index fund, but it is like I said, the reconstitution of this fund that really gives it the opportunity to grow and keep up with markets like the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ and things like that, to really put this fund in a position where people want to invest in it in the future. And so that is really why it is so important for the Aemetis and Hyliions to be added to this index fund. So why is this important? Again, what is it about being added to this index fund, and an index fund specifically, that is going to be good for Hyliion? Well, thanks to people like Graham Stephan, Meet Kevin, Andre Jick. These are people who are promoting the not trading of stocks individually, but trading of index funds and things like that. So the index funds are, like we said, a mass of different companies and things like that for people to invest in, and everybody gets a little piece of the pie, and you are able to securely invest your money to increase your wealth over time. Because if you look at these index funds, you see that most of them are beating inflation every year, and they're a safe place for people to put their money if they don't want to have to manage their money in a really mindful way, because you and I are people who want to take control of our money a little bit more to try to get those extra returns. There are people out there who don't exactly want to take that risk, or they don't have the time to sit down and look through all these stocks, and so they put their money in index funds that track the indices of the United States, whether it's the Dow Jones, which is mostly a stable fund, the NASDAQ, which tracks a lot of the technology companies, the Russell 3000, which tracks a lot, like we said, the top 3,000 companies in the United States, and other funds like that. And the S&P 500 is the top, is the top tier of index funds out there, because it is the top 500 companies in the United States that people are investing in. So this is a great introduction to being in index funds for Aemetis and Hyliion, and this is just the starting point, because like I said, there are other indexes that they could be in as well. If they make their way onto the S&P 500, that will be an incredible feat and will be something that is going to skyrocket this company into the stratosphere of these companies into the stratosphere of success, and it's just going to give them an opportunity to really increase the amount of people who are either passively or actively investing in Hyliion and Aemetis. So why is it good to be a part of these index funds? Why do you even want to be a member here? Well, like we've talked about, when people buy into these index funds, they're buying into a little piece of every company. So that means that the companies that are in there are gaining fractional shares of investors and more people are buying the company. But most of all, it is the validation from Wall Street and other top analysts and things like that that are giving the validation to Aemetis and Hyliion to show that they are worthy of being tracked in an index. They aren't just these, random small cap stocks that might not make it. They have the validation of Wall Street and analysts to be added to these funds. And so it gives a definite level of credibility for these companies to move forward. And also visibility, because if you are someone who picks stocks, you likely have gone through the S&P 500, you've looked through the NASDAQ and other stocks or other indexes like that to see where the major movers of these indexes are, because all of these stocks that are in the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, and the Russell 3000 are listed in those indexes. So you can look and see which companies are moving those indices. So if someone is investing in the Russell 3000 and Aemetis or Hyliion just completely blow it out of the water, and they're the ones that are putting a pretty good amount of movement within this index, then people are going to be able to take notice, and people who just browse through indices are going to be able to see Hyliion and Aemetis and have a chance to invest in those, because this is going to give Hyliion and Aemetis an opportunity to attract additional investors, either individually or as the broad index market investors. And so this is a great thing for Hyliion and Aemetis, and it is going to be something that is going to just hopefully catapult them to a new level. So how much will this stock go up, and should we actually be buying this stock now in preparation for the addition of this in June 28th? Well, we don't really know how much it's going to go up. Just because they're added to this Russell 3000 in June 28th, it doesn't mean that they're going to really just explode in popularity right off the bat. It is going to take some dedication from these individual companies to actually do the right thing to, like we said, move the index itself and then gain the popularity of the people who are investing in these indexes to invest in these companies individually. That would definitely increase the price. However, I don't think we're going to see a massive price increase right away. But like I said, the attention and visibility that they're going to get as far as individual stocks in this index is going to be incredible and could lead to massive popularity in the future. Now, there is also the fact that we are in this opportunity because there are stocks that have moved out of the Russell 3000. What happens to the Russell 3000 is that it reconstitutes every year, and that means that companies are taken out and companies are put in. We are lucky enough that Hyliion and Aemetis have the opportunity to be added to the Russell 3000, but it is done every year, this reconstitution, and that means that this is essentially a trial run for Aemetis and Hyliion. One of these, if not both, could be removed from the Russell 3000 every year. So we need to definitely get behind and support these companies as we can, and as long as they're doing the right thing, because it is not just about driving the price up so we can make money and then get out of the stocks. These are my two of my favorite stocks as far as long-term plays. I love Vuzix, I love Palantir, but these two are my favorites and the ones that I've just been so excited about and ready to see explode into the future. But we do need to keep in mind that they could be taken out of the Russell 3000 if they don't perform. So here is hoping that Hyliion and Aemetis are able to hold on and provide just an exponential growth for the Russell 3000, for the people who invest in the Russell 3000, and for the people who invest in Aemetis and Hyliion specifically. So what do I think, and is this a time to buy? Again, I don't think this is a time to buy because I don't think there's going to be a massive amount of movement within the stock individually for maybe the first 2 or 3 weeks. I think as this stock is in the Russell 3000, and as obviously investments come and go out of the Russell 3000 every day, multiple if not hundreds of times a day, once we see a large amount of volume coming to these stocks or going through the Russell 3000, we'll have a better idea of what the movement patterns are going to be for these stocks, if it's going to be more stable or if it's going to just be a flat line. So anyway, I'm holding right now. You can do whatever you want. I am not a professional financial advisor. Everything in this video is just strictly entertainment purposes only. This is just my opinion on what's happening with these two stocks and the index. So anyway, if you guys have any comments or any questions about what's going on or what's going to happen with these two stocks, just drop them in the comments below. And I would love to hear how you're doing and how your stock market portfolios are performing specifically. So anyway, hope you guys have a great week. And remember, someone is going to do something amazing every day, guys. Why not you? See ya.